Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Well, my name is Kenyon Lanier, and I'm an artist here in Philadelphia, and this is just a group of me and my friends. We're gonna do a couple songs for you. Is that okay? All right, let's go.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow.
Snap your fingers.
But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call
on me, brother, when you need us.
We all need
somebody to lean
I just might
have a problem
that
you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
See, if there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road and I'll share your load. If you just call me, I said come on and
Call me
when you need a friend.
Call me
If you ever need a friend,
Call me
said call me,
Call me
said call me,
Call me
call me,
Call me
said call me,
Call me
I said call me.
Call me.
Thank you guys.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory,
Glory, glory,
oh,
glory, glory,
oh, glory,
glory,
oh, glory,
glory,
oh,
glory,
oh,
glory.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, glory,
Glory,
oh,
glory,
oh,
glory,
oh,
glory,
oh, glory,
glory,
oh,
glory,
oh,
glory,
oh.
glory.
Now the war is not over, victory isn't ours, but we'll fight off to the finish. Then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory,
Glory,
oh,
glory,
oh glory,
glory,
we'll cry glory,
glory,
oh glory,
Glory.
oh glory,
glory,
glory.
glory.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day, When the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory.
Glory.
Thank you guys so much. Now we have one more for you guys, and we're going to need your participation. Y'all going to participate with us? All right, here we go.
When I wake up in the morning light,
Hey, everybody clap your hands, come on.
and the sunlight hurts my eyes,
With something with our warning love
with something without warning love,
that's heavy on my mind.
weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you,
You know the word, sing it with us.
and the world's all right with me.
Y'all got it. Come on.
Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day.
Here we go. When the day that lies ahead of me
When the day that lies ahead of me
seems impossible to face.
seems impossible to face.
When someone else instead of me
When someone else instead of me
always seems,
always seems to know the way.
then I look at you.
Then I look at you.
Then I look at you,
World's alright.
and the world's all right with me.
Oh, just one look at you.
Oh, just one thought of you.
And I know it's gonna be.
It's gonna be
Fellas,
a lovely day.
say it again, say it.
A lovely day.
It's gonna be a lovely day. Just to see your face. It's gonna be a lovely day. Hey, yeah. It's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, when I wake up in the morning, oh, it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing event.
One more hand for Kenyon and that choir. Hey! Now, I grew up in an area that when I heard a choir, what happened next is you turn to the left, you turn to the right, and you said, neighbor, I am humanity at work. I am humanity at work. That is why we are here today. I am Tynesia Boyea-Robinson, forever known now as Ty, because my name is a lot. I will be your MC, your tour guide, your truth teller, your advocate. I'm here to make sure you make the most of this amazing opportunity. And we are so happy to be back in person in 2022. Yes! Woo! Now, my first work for today is your tour guide, to tell you what you should do to take care of this wonderful opportunity. So, bear with me while we do a few logistics. The first is, I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and cared for while they're here. So for some of you, you might have been like, whoa, pandemic's over, I'm out in these streets. Y'all hear like Beyonce, we outside. But for others, if you're like, are we doing the mask thing? Are we touching? I don't know, I'm just kind of a little uncomfortable. I'm happy to see you, but it looks... So, do what feels right for you. And you might have noticed there are all sorts of stickers, if you feel a little uncomfortable about how you say what's right for you, to put on your badge. And that way, if you're feeling uncomfortable verbalizing it, people can visualize it. But the most important thing is that you feel cared for. Another thing is people have put so much time, support, and intentionality into making sure that this event is the best it can be for you. And if you have any questions or need any support, we have these badges, my loves. These are for the event staff, the blue ones, and these are for the B-Lab staff. So if you have any questions from anyone while you're here, make sure you feel free to reach out to them. Another thing about feeling cared for and taking care of yourself is to know that we have all gender, yes, that's right, all gender bathrooms on the second floors. Yes, woo, yes! It is about us creating a space of inclusion and community, and we want to make sure you feel comfortable in those spaces. Also, if there are any mothers, child caretakers in the house, we have lactation rooms and child care available upon request. So just make sure you ask folks for that. So, how's that for your tour guide stuff? Sound good? All right. Now, another part of being cared for and inclusive is making sure that we acknowledge why we're here and whose land we're on. And in that mind, I want to invite to the stage Tailinh Agoyo from We Are the Seeds.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tynesia, Agoyo, and I am Narragansett. I am the co-founder and director of We Are the Seeds, which is an indigenous arts and culture organization based here in Philadelphia. We Are the Seeds acknowledges the Lanai Lenape as the original people of this place and honor their continuing and future relationship with their homelands. Indigenous people have not only survived, but we're thriving. At Seeds, we connect, we love, we celebrate our continuance and our indigenous joy. There are over 14,000 people who identify as indigenous in the Philadelphia area. We are here carrying the strength and grace of our ancestors, continuing to lift our communities and ensuring that we are excellent ancestors for those who will come after us. Welcome to Lenape Hoking. And with that, I'll introduce Herman Agoyo.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Herman Agoyo. I'm originally from Okeowinge, Kiwa, and Cochiti, which are indigenous nations located near Santa Fe, New Mexico. I live here in Philadelphia for close to 7 years now, where I'm an associate principal at Array Architects, where we strive to design healthcare spaces to improve patient outcomes and lift our spirits. As part of this morning's land acknowledgement, I'm going to share a song with you. Ho, 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 hey, 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 yeah. Ho, 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 hey, 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 yeah. Na we o ke o enge we Na yin o ke no na wan ding ha don't we he na we o ke o enge we na yin o ke no na wan ding te don't we he to we ma pi ang ke we te o ko no ke me he to we ma pi no te o ko yo ke me he o ke o wenge we na im be kwe ro tse we ha na wa ho he mu he o ke o wenge we na im be se do fa ya chambo na wa ho ring po se chano ka him be ho ho why hey ho ho wing ho hey him be oh ho why hey ho wing ho hey hey oh hey Kuntawa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, We Are the Seeds, for the land acknowledgement. I want to take this time as we acknowledge land, that we acknowledge what it means to make sure that we are respecting where that land came from. And so you might have seen across the screens or even in the rooms a calling for healing spaces. We're here in community, we're here in joy, we're here in celebration, but for some of us, there might be moments where there are pain. For some of us, there might be moments where there are anger. And so, once again, with that taking care of yourself and that intentionality, there are healing spaces on the 4th floor. You may need just some time to woosah. But you also may need some time to wrestle with things that have come up that you don't have the words for, but you want to address. And so those rooms are on the 4th floor. That's also why we're going to take breaks throughout our time together to make sure that we're not just above the neck in our work together, but we're in our hearts. Because we need head and heart to address the work in front of us. We also want to come with a spirit of gratitude. You could not be here if it weren't for the support of so many people, the staff who we mentioned earlier, the people who work at this hotel, and also the sponsors. There are several sponsors that we really want to acknowledge: Beneficial State Bank, Geardo, Shift Capital, Amalgamated Bank, and Guayaki. With their really generous investment, we've been able to make this happen. So if you see them in the hallway, be like, thank y'all. All right. The other thing I want to acknowledge in this intentionality, this place for healing, the place for caring, is I want to acknowledge the plant-based menu, y'all. Hey! So Dr. Bronner's and Greener by Default have worked together to make sure that your food is not only nourishing, but it's reducing carbon footprint. This is another way that this event is like no other. It is about walking the walk and practicing what you preach. So These are all the little things that have happened to make sure that this space is one for you. And also, y'all might not know, but there's a virtual audience out there. Hello, virtual people. We feel you even in the room, even if you're not here. So I know I gave a shout out to the virtual audience, but I also want to give a shout out to the people in the room. How many people have been to multiple Champions retreats? Give me a woohoo or yay. Yay! And how many people is this your first Champions retreat? Woo! I am delighted to be with all of you because you have been here doing the work. And there is a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. Our floods are raging, fires are burning. The pandemic showed that while our health is interconnected, our financial health is not. On the front line across this country, people, predominantly BIPOC people, were keeping the lights on, the essential workers, making sure groceries were there, all sacrificing themselves, their families, their bodies, sometimes by choice, other times by force, until people around this country, particularly Black, Indigenous, and people of color, stood up and said, no more, no more. I will no longer be oppressed. I will not let my voice be suppressed. I will change this system or I will dismantle it. That's the work. That's the work that we're here for right now. And you, gosh, it might make you want to holler. Yes. You might sometimes in those quiet closets say, can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Hey, si se puede. But I'm here with a word for you. I had the distinct honor of talking to Carlotta Walls, one of the youngest members of the Little Rock Nine. And she said to me something that will always stick. She said, you know, having lived through history, people talk to me as if it was certain. But it wasn't. We didn't know. All we knew was something had to change. And I'm grateful that the people on the front lines of what that change is going to be are all of you. All of you. And so what I'd love for everyone to do is take, with every step, every meeting, every plenary you have, bring this moonshot mindset, is what I call it, this belief in the impossible, but marry it with the substance and the curiosity of the processes and the policies and the procedures we will need to put in place to make this happen. So bring that with you, y'all. I'm going to be asking. You're going to see me. And on that note, I'd love to welcome to the stage Councilmember Jamie Gauthier.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Councilmember Jamie Gauthier. I represent West and Southwest Philadelphia in City Council. And it is my absolute honor to welcome you all to our beloved city. I am so excited to be here with all of you this morning because over the years, I have seen firsthand how powerful and important your work is. And B-Lab could not have chosen a more appropriate place to host the first in-person Champions Retreat in more than 3 years. Philadelphia has a rich history that extends back beyond the founding of the United States itself. And this history includes a storied tradition of business ventures that prioritize collective care. For instance, we're only a 15-minute drive away from the birthplace of the mRNA technology behind the COVID-19 vaccines that make it safe for us to even gather here today. Philadelphia also has an unmatched sense of community, a bond reinforced by the many diverse people that call it home. We are truly a big city made up of small neighborhoods. But like every big city, Philadelphia has its challenges. We are the poorest big city, and we are also experiencing a historic level of gun violence. The divide between those who have and those who do not has never been wider in our city, and this is happening at the same time as affordable housing is disappearing and small neighborhood businesses are struggling to keep their doors open. And we find ourselves in this place because throughout the history of our country, many businesses have put their financial bottom line over the safety of our planet and the prosperity of humanity. And so that's why this is so important, what you all are doing here today. Because we need B Corps to push back against this history by demonstrating what I saw firsthand as the leader of the Sustainable Business Network for 4 years. That an inclusive, equitable, and regenerative economy is not only possible, but can help our society to thrive. Working directly in a community of hundreds of businesses who chose to aim for a triple bottom line opened my eyes by showing me that the choice between a thriving economy and equity and social justice is a false choice. It is not one that we have to make. At SBN, I saw businesses paying their employees a living wage, even though that's not currently the law. I saw businesses prioritizing hiring formerly incarcerated citizens and businesses getting involved in green infrastructure and pushing the city to do more to truly push forward green city clean waters so that we can not only have a healthy environment, but also beautiful green spaces and jobs too. Ours was also one of the only business networks that joined Mayor Kenney in advocating for the city to enact a soda tax because we knew that the community needed universal pre-K and we also needed funding for community resources like parks and libraries. And SBN's partners achieved all of this without sacrificing their economic prosperity. And in many instances, they achieved more by showing the community that they cared about its well-being. And B-Lab and so many of you were core to that effort. I saw B Corp and its constituency not only talk the talk, but measure your impact and hold yourselves and each other accountable. And that is so important and powerful. And now, as a local elected official, I use my experience working with successful, equity-oriented businesses to inform my policy priorities, because I know that economic prosperity is possible without harming already disadvantaged communities. Every year, thank you. Every year, for example, there are millions of dollars invested in residential development in West and Southwest Philadelphia, but almost none of these homes fit the budgets of longtime residents. That's why, even as a freshman council member, I've pushed hard for policies that prioritize and even mandate affordable housing so that long-term residents aren't forced out of their neighborhoods that their families have called home for generations. I have also advocated for the city to enact remedies to gun violence that go beyond enforcement, like reinvesting in our community resources and giving victims and co-victims the trauma-informed support they need to truly heal. Gun violence is a public health emergency and should be treated like one. And as a 3rd district cements itself as a national life sciences hub, I am fighting for a Philadelphia where we invest in entrepreneurial resources and workforce training so that working class Black and brown residents have the skills and opportunities they need to work in all of the lab space that's being built, to work in all of the manufacturing spaces that are being built, and to truly be a part of the life sciences economy. And so through my work, I'm trying to live up to this year's conference theme, Humanity at Work, and I'm so grateful that you are too. Now more than ever, we need businesses to show up for their workers, to stand up for social justice, and to stand up for our environment. And at the center of all of this is community and collective care. Because people and their well-being are precious, and we will never truly thrive as a society until everyone among us is also able to thrive. Because there is no planet B, and we all have a responsibility to make sure Earth is still here for our grandchildren and our grandchildren's grandchildren. And so in the present, businesses must work to build bonds with their neighbors and to make sure that they are working for their community and not against their community. To see this in action, I cordially invite all of you to venture beyond Center City, though Center City is very nice. I want you to get out into all of the other parts of Philadelphia where the B Corp community and others are actively working to promote ethical and equitable entrepreneurship. I want to conclude by thanking B Lab for organizing this event and for leading the B Corp movement. I also want to thank all of the B Corp champions here today. Your approach is the one that we need to meet this moment. At a time when inequality has never been worse, and when government alone cannot achieve the bold action we need to bring relief to struggling communities, I am inspired to see so many in the business community stepping up to the plate. The nation is lucky to have the B Corp movement to look up to for guidance and for leadership on responsible business practices. I know your work can be challenging, but I hope this retreat reinvigorates you and recharges you. Do not waver, have faith, and uplift one another because we need you. And the impact each and every one of you is having is truly life-changing. I cannot wait to see what you all accomplish during this retreat, and I really think that Philadelphia is grateful that you have chosen to come here to hold this retreat and to come together. Thank you so very much.
Please welcome to the stage Natasha Motsi.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here with you all and feel privileged to be able to present the community agreement that the BIPOC network leaders created to set expectations how we, as a community, should make a concerted effort to create a safe, open, and welcoming environment for all attendees of the Champions Retreat. I would first like to acknowledge that I am privileged to work and live in Canada, in Vancouver, the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. It's also important to recognize that land acknowledgements are historical, and that oppression amongst indigenous communities still exists today. This is our retreat community agreement. The B-Lab, US and Canada seeks to ensure that we collectively uphold and advance our values of justice, equity, diversity, inclusion within and among all members of the B-Lab and B Corp community. We remain focused on sustained action to dismantle racist systems, policies, practices, ideologies within ourselves and our network. Our community thrives on mutual respect, and harassment of any form will not be tolerated. Please pledge to proactively stand against racism and discrimination based on gender, age, sexual orientation, visible or hidden disability, race, ethnicity, national origin, religious differences, and be aware of how intersection identities shape individuals' experiences. Move up, move back. Move up to share your perspective and move back to listen to others' contributions and celebrate and uplift the expertise and lived experiences of everyone within our community. Unite around a common purpose and shared goals of dismantling white supremacy. Be comfortable with centering the voices of Black, Brown, Indigenous, Asian, Pacific Islander, Latina, Latine, Latinx, Hispanic, and other marginalized members of our community. We have a lot to learn and unlearn. Get comfortable with discomfort. Lead with empathy. Honor unique experiences that each of us brings, even and especially if they're different from your own. Practice radical inclusion. Be inclusive and demonstrate value for diverse perspectives and points of view. Inclusion is everyone's job. This doesn't just rely on your DEI staff. Stay judgment-free of others and of yourself. Advocate for yourself as well as for others. Be a good partner to everyone. Ask, assess, and assist others. Help to foster an environment where people feel comfortable being and bringing their full selves. Use inclusive language in all verbal and written communication that is absent of prejudiced or discriminatory undertones which may be offensive to members of marginalized groups. Inquire about preferred terms as well as offensive terms to avoid addressing members of marginalized communities. And we'd also like to note that even with the best intentions, please be mindful of unintentionally exhibiting biases and committing microaggressions which cause negative impact and harm. It's important to take accountability and address the harm, center and validate the feelings of the person harmed, and act to remedy them. In summary, be inclusive, be respectful, and advocate for others. Thank you.
Please welcome Minna Yu.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be able to lead us in a healing and wellness moment this morning at the start of this day one. And my journey in neuroscience, clinical research, and nutrition led me to look for an easier way to improve health on a fundamental level that was affordable and accessible to everyone. And the answer that came to me was water. But not just any water. We typically drink water pretty absent-mindedly. I was interested in water that made us feel connected. I was interested in water that we drink with connection, with intention, with water that came with love. Our bodies are about 60 to 70% water. It's the main ingredient of who we are. Our planet's surface is also about 70% water. We're all bodies of water. Not only that, our water is over 4.6 billion years old. It was in space as ice as our solar system was formed. And the water in my body, the water in your body, it's all this old. And if you think about the history and the story that our water could tell, one drop, what has it seen in 4 billion years? The US is 246 years old. The blink of an eye compared to the age of the water in our bodies right now. And so typically when we drink without too much thought, just drink because we know we have to for health and wellness. There's so much opportunity in that moment where you take a sip. We've looked at mindful breathing and we've looked at mindful eating, but mindful hydration has really not been discovered or explored. And so I take a mindful breath, drinking of water, and love and gratitude. and I fold them and braid them together into this super powerful experience. And what happens is neurons that fire together wire together. And anybody who is at the Franklin Institute and walk through the brain, those neurons, every time you do this, it gets stronger. You create a neural network so that every time you take a sip, you remember, oh, I should take a grounding moment. I should take a breath. I should feel grateful. And so I'm going to guide us and lead us through a little mindful hydration exercise, a little water ritual. You may or may not have water to drink or something to drink. If you don't, just pretend. And the next time you drink some water, you can try to do this on your own. So I'm going to invite you all to close your eyes now. And we're going to start with 3 mindful breaths. I really like the vagus breath. It helps stimulate the vagus nerve. We inhale for 3, we exhale for 3, and we hold for 3, and I'll prompt and lead us through it. All right, we're going to inhale and exhale and hold. And inhale and exhale and hold. And inhale and exhale and hold. And have your water in your hand. If you don't, you can imagine. And know that water is one of the healthiest things you can put into your body. Every sip you take is doing something so good for yourself. So take a sip of water if you have it. And as you do, feel the cool, refreshing, nourishing water go in. Feel it flow into your body. Imagine and visualizing it going to all of your cells. We have trillions of cells. Our cells work tirelessly 24/7 without breaks, without vacation, to let you live your life, to let you be who you are, to be here today. And we never say thank you to ourselves. So I want you to send some love and gratitude to your cells right now, to appreciate them for all that they do. Thank you, cells. I love you, cells. And if there's part of your body that's hurting, sore, or tender right now, send a little extra love to those cells. They've been working overtime. They've been holding more than their load, and they deserve a little extra love. And then I also want you to feel gratitude for the water that you have. We are so lucky, blessed, fortunate, and privileged to have access to clean water. So you can always feel grateful for the water that you drink. And just like a breath in and a breath out, we bring gratitude in and then gratitude back out. And as you slowly open your eyes, I want to bring our gratitude into this room, into this B Corp community, our chosen business family, as we go out into this conference, daring to dream of the impossible, to make plans and connections and push for what we believe in. I want you to raise your glass or your fist or whatever you have with your neighbor and cheers to our combined mission and effort and journey. Cheers. Thank you.
Now provide a warm welcome to Dr. Tiffany Jana.
Y'all are too much. I love you. Well, welcome. Good morning. It is so exciting to be here after 3 years. Give yourselves a round of applause. Today, I'm going to invite you to join me on an Afrofuturist regeneration journey. We are going to time travel today. It's a little thing I've been doing with people since the pandemic started. It's always been virtual until now, so you are going to be the first folks to fly with me into the future. Afrofuturism, for anyone who does not know, is a genre. It's a genre of art, music, literature, the jazz of Sun Ra, Erykah Badu, P-Funk. The Black Panther movie would be Afrofuturism. Afrofuturism is about rewriting and pre-writing a future in which the well-being of the African diaspora is centered. And the delusion of white supremacy is largely absent. And, yes, you can clap for that. In the tradition of the African diaspora, in centering our well-being, in centering our thriving, we are not exclusionary of everyone else. So you're welcome on this Afrofuturist adventure, regardless of your race, your identity, who you are, because Afrofuturism assumes a mindset of abundance. Yes, yay. So before we go on this journey, like any journey, we have to prepare ourselves. So we're going to prepare ourselves with a little bit of a meditation, a little bit of an exercise, a visualization. So I'm going to ask you to just ground yourself in your seat. If closing your eyes is available to you, feel free to do that. And people who are joining us virtually, join us in as well. We're going to have opportunity for you to participate because this is an inclusive experience. Take a deep breath and exhale. And I'd like you to imagine a place in nature that has brought you joy. The further back you can go in your chronology, the better. So if you have access to joyful places in nature from your childhood, find one of those. If you don't, because happy childhood memories is not accessible to all of us, somewhere you were last week is perfectly fine. But identify that place in nature in which you have felt joy. See it. What do you see around you? Take an inhalation and remember the scent of being in that natural space. Listen. What are the sounds that you hear? Who's around you? Make it real. Take another deep breath in. Receive all of that joy from the past. Exhale. Join us back here. Flutter your eyes open gently and feel around the room. Look at your neighbor and see if you can project that energy that you just remembered, recalled. Take it from your heart space and project it like a Care Bear to the people around you. See if you can project it. And my invitation to you here is, at some point before this conference ends, I want you to find someone you didn't know before and share where you went in that joyful space. So now that we've opened up that invitation to joy, we are ready to travel into the future. Now, don't be alarmed. I'm going to keep you safe. The Lowe's Hotel has been insulated and prepared. You don't need an oxygen mask or anything. We've got it ready to go. When we get there, the rules of improv are going to apply. So we're going to co-create this world that we're going to together. I'm not just going to tell you. You're going to be part of this experience. We're going to speak from an aspirational perspective. When we get to 2035, we will have solved for all of the challenges that are currently plaguing us. We are going to be in the aspirational future. When we get there, we're going to speak in the present tense. And yes, and improv rules apply. Whatever people add into the space, we build on that, okay? And don't worry about remembering all of that. Your futuristic, interstellar video screens will give you instructions when we get there. And pay attention, folks, virtually, you're going to get to play as well. So one more time, if you are able to close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you, close your eyes one more time. Otherwise, you can look at the screen, you can look at me. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Your physical body is grounded in this space, in this time. On the next inhale, your energetic body is going to lift up out of the seat. And we, in our energetic bodies, we have no bounds. So we're going to move through the ceiling. If you're staying at the Lowe's Hotel, you can turn off the light in the bathroom if you left it on because your energetic body can do that. We're going to lift through the hotel. We're going to move off of planet Earth. We're rising, we're rising. We can see the beautiful city of Philadelphia beneath us, the center city, and the places beyond the center city. We can feel the cool air rushing, rushing, rushing past us. We go further and further through the atmosphere, the stratosphere, and our planet begins to shrink in the distance. And there we see our beautiful, beloved home, Mother Earth, that which sustains us and keeps us whole and keeps us well. She's spinning. We see her oceans, we see her lands. She's spinning faster and faster now on her axis and in her orbit. Time is moving forward. 2025, 2030, 2032. She begins to slow down, and we are now at 2035. Our energetic bodies begin to descend back through space, back through stratosphere, atmosphere. Here are the clouds. Oh my gosh, it's already smelling so fresh. What? We're descending back through the Lowe's Hotel. Oh, it's been upgraded. Nice renovations. And here we land back in our seats. It is 2035. Open your eyes. We're back at the Champions Retreat, Philadelphia 2035. Welcome, everyone. I remember when it was some of you all's very first time last time we were in Philadelphia, and we've had so many Champions Retreats since then. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to be here. We survived that pandemic, and remember how the world was activated around justice, around climate change. We were able to heal our waters. We were able to do so many amazing things. All right, now, I'm looking for my instruction screen for my folks. Remember our rules, there they are. We are going to continue in the present tense. We're going to describe the aspirational present. I want to know what you see from your vantage point, the things that you care about. You're going to be able to line up at these microphones here in the aisles, and there are going to be roving microphones that can come and find you if you cannot get out of your seat. But we're here in 2035, and humanity at work, are you kidding me? Do you know that the way that we have been able to rebrand, the B Corp community rebranded work as conscious co-creation, and people not only bring their whole selves to work now, but we become our fullest selves through the work. We consciously co-create, and we go to work in order to become our best selves. Work has become an integral part of who we are, what we do. We were able to abolish the prison system because, right? We finally decided, whoa, right? We're going to actually provide people with the help that they need to become the most participatory citizens that they can be, the healing that they need. That is universally allowed. Poverty was alleviated because we recognized there was always enough to go around. Always enough to go around. So where is our text-in screen? So come join me at the mic and co-create World Build with me, and you can scan the QR code from your phone right there at at your seat. There's still one there on the other side. And you can type in, and it will show up on the screen, and we can co-create together. So our greenways, our planet, we have seen our species return. We have seen an abundance of species. Our list of endangered species is shrinking because we've been able to take such good care of the planet. So I want to hear from you all. What do you see in 2035? It's definitely gotten a lot better. What you got, sir?
Wow, I'm a little seasick from the flight, but that's okay. I think I'll recover here. I'm going to practice the water meditation and feel better. But I think universities have been eliminated because we've recognized the good and the intent of most people, and that they do have some skill, some interest that they can utilize and apply and actually help us build a community through their skill set, their desires and their endeavors. We appreciate all that people can do. And so 2035, everybody is a contributor to the community.
Precisely. The nice thing about conscious co-creation is that people are no longer working in jobs that they hate, right? We learned how, through our optimized educational system, to tap into the heart, the needs, the desires of each individual human and figure out what it was that brought them joy. And they're now creating into our world in a way that brings them joy, and that joy is contagious. Who's at the mic? Join us.
Thank you. What I see is a world in which people at all phases of life are valued.
Are what?
Are valued. Children right when they're born, people who are sick, elders right before they pass, because we understand that our notion of present time is an illusion, and that we need wisdom then from people at all phases of life and death.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it's crazy, I remember when gender reveal parties went away because we're allowing people to show up in the world, to grow up in the world, and to tell us who they are. All right, my dear friend.
It is so dope here. I turned on the news and it was not a single thing about gun violence.
No. Right, I remember that like during the pandemic, a lot of us had to shut the news down because it was so depressing, disheartening, and it's seemingly intentionally designed to drag our energy out of us. And now it's like the good news channel. We're celebrating the joys that are happening around. We're celebrating the victories, the births, the celebrations. Yes, sir.
After years of the debate in Congress, a law was passed that private equity companies cannot destroy companies across the country anymore, and laying off people and wringing out the cash and really destroying small and mid-sized companies.
Yes. And I remember when it was something crazy, maybe 60 or 50% of American adults knew what B Corps were, and B Corps is like a household term now. Everyone knows what B Corps are, and we've essentially become the most dominant economic sector because of how successful we've been in healing the world, right? Yes, that's us. We did that. We did that together. I'm gonna go to this side, yes.
I think it's incredible that we have stopped depleting our soil and putting chemicals in it, and we've healed from the ground up. We have healthy soil and regenerative food systems for all. Food for all.
And the effect that that has had on our collective health. I mean, do you remember the big C, the things that were plaguing us? We were so ill. We were ill. We were eating and making ourselves sick. And we were taking medication that was addressing symptoms but not root causes. And when we healed the soil and we healed our food system, we healed ourselves. We're living so long now. I mean, y'all look great. All right, Rose.
Yes.
And kaboom.
2035, yay! So we now have a global economy that's radically inclusive because our elected officials, our governments, have adopted the B Corporation stakeholder principles so that they serve the people rather than corporations.
Yes, yes. Bring it. And I'm checking with my AV folks. Where's my feed? Do we know what our folks online are joining or saying? Can we see that? All right. Up here on this side.
So since it's 2035, I guess I missed my flight back. But I'm very much looking forward to taking high-speed rail, hopefully back to Miami and maybe South America. So.
Awesome, awesome. Awesome. All right. Ken.
Super excited that in 2035, on November 20th, the trans community is no longer in mourning for Trans Day of Remembrance because we no longer have gender-based violence. Because I remember when every year on T-Door, the list of trans folks murdered and violent, murdered for being trans grew every single year. And so it feels really good for people to really be able to show up and not have to fear violence for who they are.
Absolutely. I really feel like that was partially a consequence of the fact that when we privileged the abundance mindset and we all had more than enough, there was no need to shame anyone. There was no need to take anything from anyone, including their lives, because we're all thriving. So awesome. Yes.
Now that it's 2035, I am so excited to be able to participate in and understand people who have learned so much through different sensory experiences, whether it's through what they hear or don't hear, see or don't see, or how autistics express themselves as they move through time and space. We finally have the benefit of the way that they have developed differently in the world and shared their gifts.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Because we figured out that it was a superpower, right? Disability was a superpower, and we're paying attention to our differently abled people because we're all differently abled. It's so funny. Yes, back in the back, Mike.
Now that we're in 2035, I finally enjoy a world where we don't need to be talking about accessibility as an afterthought, but that we are all judged on who we choose to be as humans, regardless of the exterior characteristics that our bodies might have, and that we finally realize now that we are the vast majority of diverse people that just want to live a happy life, and that back in 2022 we had one little minority that happened to have the power that was actually the only minority that caused the problems.
So a bunch of years back, the United States and other dominant powers made both local and global reparations. And we actually had this awesome new constitution because we went through a process to have Native and BIPOC leaders figure out what this land should actually be used for. So now I'm proud of Congress.
Yes.
Hello.
Microphone right there.
Yes, hi. In 2035, I am the parent to 2 teenage daughters who have complete autonomy and control over their bodies and safety.
Well, I'm trying not to cry up here. Go ahead. Whew.
This year, 2035, there's no more concept of the 1%. Only the 100%, because opportunities and wealth is equally distributed. Thanks. People from the global south, like the Philippines, will no longer have to leave their homes or their countries to find work, but they can provide for their families where they live.
They can thrive where they are, yes. And so you all can read those yourselves. If you cannot, there's no more prisons. Corporate personhood no longer exists. Autonomy and control of your own body, equal pay for equal work. This microphone right here.
The word or the idea of waste no longer exists. All material is seen as the resource for creation of the next thing.
Excellent. Excellent. Make sure I'm not missing any more wandering mics. Go right ahead.
Hello there. So we realized as we were coming back down to earth that there were no boundaries of countries. And now that everyone's needs are met, we don't have to deal with that nonsense that we dealt with, 20 years ago, where people could not move to the spaces that they needed to be in order to be cared for. And so refugees, all of that, anti-immigrant violence, all of that, that is all in the past.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to hit that microphone back there. Anu.
So we have gone through a massive truth and reconciliation process globally to heal the psychic, mental, and policy effects of colonialism, slavery, genocide, so that human beings will never ever repeat what they've done and what they had done in the previous 500 years as we became connected as one global human community.
Fantastic. All right, these are our last two that I see at the mic here because I'm going to have to get you back to 2022. I'm so sorry, I got to take y'all back. I'm sorry. This is only a temporary visit. Flip.
Here in 2035, artists, poets, and musicians are elevated as our avatars of wisdom, and they are fully supported, and all music has the soul and funk that we experienced way back in 2022 at the Franklin Institute when we shook our groove thing.
I'm feeling so well rested and refreshed because everyone takes naps every day, and we all sleep for more than 8 hours a night, and we all hibernate in the winter with our other mammal friends because we need to rest. And it doesn't affect how much money we can make because we all have universal living and thriving wages, so we can just sleep all the time.
Dr. Courtney McClooney, what a gorgeous note to end on. We have one more, just kidding. All right, last one, we got to get back to 2022.
What I'm eating is healing me and not killing me. Water, sun, and the wind power are powering me and my children, nothing from the earth anymore. Animals are not extinct, education is free. Social injustice exists only in museums and in exhibitions because no more.
Just went out. There we go. Thank you everyone here for world building with us. Thank you everyone virtually. Y'all are participating. I appreciate you so much. So we're going to go back to 2022 gracefully. I'm sorry. That's what everyone says every time. All right. Take a deep breath in. Shut down your eye portals if you have access to that. And exhale. Inhale every good thing that we created and found in 2035. One more deep breath, the biggest deep breath of the day. It is all real. It is all possible because we spoke it into being. We felt it with our whole selves. Feel it in every cell of your body. Let it vibrate and resonate there. Once we've imagined it and named it out loud, it can be so. That is how everything is created in this world. All right. Next deep breath, our energetic bodies are going to go back up through the Lowe's Hotel and its amazing renovations. Yay. Oh my gosh, check out that green roof. What? All right. And we're going back up, back up, back up, back up. And the earth is far, far away. She's spinning. She's going backwards. All those beautiful waters, all of that beautiful land, all of that healing, all of that love vibrating and resonating. And we are back at 2022, energetic bodies flowing back down, air is flowing, and we are landing right back in our seats. Take another breath, gently open your eyes, look around, feel the love, feel the hope, feel the reality that we just created. And I want you all to go forward. I want you to take this with you. That time travel exercise is available to you anytime you want to go. I know it felt good in 2035. I can't stop going because I love it. But I want you to go forward because this is a community. B is for benefit, but B is also for beloved. Dr. Martin Luther King's beloved community, I see that in every single one of your faces. So let's go forward through the rest of this retreat and for the rest of the years leading to 35 and co-create the world that we just visited. Thank you all so much.
What a joy you are in the world.
You better go, Dr. Tiffany, Jana. You better go.
Ooh, do you feel it? Can you feel it? I could feel chills in my body just from all the things you were saying, not just because of the people at the microphone, but because of the support and encouragement of the people who weren't. That's what this community is. Woo! I'm already feeling hydrated, rejuvenated, time traveled. So let me tell you how to get the most out of the next 2 days. We are going to break. You'll have 30 minutes of networking sessions. And those of you virtually, you can go dance around your living room, grab yourself a drink, and come back because at 10:30, we're going to have breakout sessions. And those of you virtually will have access to some as well. In addition, there's a marketplace. So you will see all of these booths of people here running businesses that are already starting to plant the seeds for that 2035 that we've heard about and that we've talked about. And there's also a B Community Hub. So, yes, shout out to the B Corp Community Hub. So if you want to hang out with some of the folks who take care of you, who make these types of opportunities possible, stop by. And then the last thing is, did y'all notice the painting, the mural last night at the reception? Did you see that? If y'all have not said hi to Damon, his name is Damon Bain. He's a local Philadelphia artist, and he is going to be capturing the energy, the moments, the feelings, and murals while we're here. So if you see him, go say hi. He is a lovely human being and actually says he is not distracted when he paints. I can't even pull together a stick figure, so I don't know how he does it. So please spend time with each other, rejuvenate, create, co-create, and let's go have that moonshot mindset. Enjoy your break.